Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to our backflip tips and tricks video where I go over a bunch of tips and tricks that I learned while learning my skill, and it helped me make my back tuck what it looks like today. Real quick, if you want an actual tutorial where I break down what to do in all three phases of the tuck, make sure you check out my two back tuck tutorials that I have. Both are in the description down below. But I do recommend you watch this video first if you've never ever tried one before and just want to learn. It'll make it a lot easier and it'll make a lot of things make sense in the video. Moving on, we are going to use, so all this stuff you can do in a gym. It's really easy to do these drills in a gym, but if you don't have access to a gymnastics gym or anything like that, I will be making a series on how to learn how to do a backflip at home without any equipment, or with minimal equipment, I should say, that you wouldn't have at your house or anything like that. So if you need one of those videos, or you're one of those people who don't have access to a gym, drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to get on that video really quickly so you guys can kind of learn how to start tumbling, especially now that we're all locked in our houses due to coronavirus. So if you do have access to a gym though, the first thing we're gonna do in the back tuck to learn how to make it better, and what I did learning the back tuck, is straight jumps. Now this may seem boring and repetitive, but I promise you it's going to pay off in the long run. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to start however you want to with your arms by your side, it doesn't really matter, and we're just going to jump. We're going to jump just like this. And what you're doing during this jump, what you're doing in a straight jump, is you're focusing on swinging your arms up as hard as you can by your ears, stopping them there, and pushing as hard as you can through your toes. Again, what that looks like is here. I started my arms up. You can start how you want to, but I recommend doing this. Dip and push. Now, you want to make sure that you have a minimal squat going into this. And when I say minimal, like basically what I'm doing is the goal for this. You can go a little bit lower than that, but I recommend really doing it the way I have you doing it now. So part two of the straight jump drill, you're going to grab a panel mat or whatever your gym has that's about 2 inches that you can stand on. Lay it down on the floor like this, and you're going to put half of your foot on and half of your foot off of the mat. So just about the ball of your feet with your heels on the ground. What this is going to do is it's going to teach you to put weight into your toes and to push against that. We're actually going to use a drill with this later on that's going to help you learn how to apply this to your back tuck and help you hit that magic angle of 45 degrees coming off of the ground. But for right now, all you're going to do, half your foot on, half your foot off. Arms up, make sure you put weight in your heels as well, but you want to be squeezing the mat with your toes, and you're just going to jump. And you want to make sure that you're pushing as hard as you can through your toes while doing this drill, and swinging your arms and chest up. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to rotate. So what you're going to do is you're going to start, and you can do this at home too, this is actually a really great drill, and I give this to all my athletes. You're going to start with your arms up, you're going to look at your toes, and you're going to sit back to your butt, just like this, and you're going to roll your hips over your head with your feet in this position. Now, this is how you rotate in a back tuck. You want to notice how my feet, when I'm here, are always in front of me like this. When you're doing a back tuck, or if you've actually attempted one before, and you notice your legs coming behind you, that's a point in the tuck like this, where you're going slow or not rotating from. Chances are, if you're just now learning how to do the back tuck, you're not driving your toes up from that position yet, because you can tuck like this as long as you're driving your toes up. And honestly, you can flip through here as long as your toes are pulling up with you, actually have pressure in them. But chances are, while you're learning this, you don't know how to do that. So a good cue to look for is your toes coming overhead. And you want to make sure while doing this that you lift your hips up off the ground with your arms up over your head. So again, the beginning part's probably hardest, sitting back to your butt straight on the floor. But all you need to do for that is to sit back into a pike really. And if you can't do that, you can't do the beginning part, you can even start like this and roll back and lift your feet up, just like that. The whole drill, one more time, arms up, sit back to your butt, roll up just like that. And you can bend your knees if you want in the beginning to make it a little bit easier for you, but yeah, that'll help you learn how to rotate. The next part of this drill, you're actually gonna grab the panel mat that you used before, put it in front of you over some stacked mats like this. You don't have access to a bunch of mats that'll stack up. You can do this to a foam pit, onto a resi, onto a trampoline, and you don't really need this panel mat, but it'll make it easier for what we're gonna do later with back tuck. What you're gonna do here is learn how to apply rotation to a backwards jump. So it's awesome that you can, roll back and pull your feet up, and it's awesome that you can jump, but can you apply them together is really the point with all these drills. So you want to put half your foot on, half your foot off like we did before. You're gonna start with your arms however you want to. I'll start with them up. You're gonna sit and you're gonna jump and pull your feet up, just like that. Now, when you're doing this, a couple of times, rep this out, you know. You wanna jump up to your butt, like that. Then you wanna jump back and pull your toes up, like that. Try to make sure that you're focusing on feeling the difference between the two. One where you're pushing off and then pulling your toes up, and one where you're not pulling your toes up. It's really gonna solidify how you get your feet up off the ground and what you're actually engaging to do it up. So right here, I'm jumping. I didn't pull my core at all. I kind of just set to my butt. I got foam in my eyes somehow. And this one, I'm jumping, squeezing my stomach and pulling my feet up. Notice when I come off the ground, as soon as I jump, I try to get to this position as fast as I can. The one flaw with this drill, depending on what, how high you're doing it, is sometimes it's hard to maintain this position through the tuck, and a lot of times you arch going through there, which is a good and a bad thing because it teaches you how to pull against that, but at the same time it's kind of drilling that pattern into your body. So don't make it too high. Honestly, these were stacked up here when I got in here and I didn't feel like moving them, so I thought it'd be the best. But that drill right there, learning how to apply your rotation to your jump, is honestly one of the best things you can do for your back tuck. So this next drill for the back tuck, I recommend doing in a gym, into a pit, onto a mat, or into a resi like I have here is the best way to do this. This is for really under rotation, and what I mean by under rotation is if you're someone who does your back tuck, you go here and you face plant, or you don't pull your feet through enough, or you land and step forward, kind of like this, which is bad for your Achilles tendon and all that stuff. This drill will really fix that, and it'll help you by getting your feet up faster. And generally speaking, that's a very general fix to a lot of problems, is getting those feet up and engaging that core. So you're gonna put the panel mat here, and it might feel weird at first applying your back tuck to this, but I promise it's easier. Start however you want to. Like I say, arms up usually is the best option. You're gonna swing and you're gonna make sure you're pushing up against this mat as hard as you can. Now what this mat's gonna do is, since your foot is angled on it, it's gonna keep your toes in front of you already. If you notice, if you stand up right here, your feet are in front of you because it's pushing you back already. If you stand up against that, it's gonna push you back and you're gonna stop at that magic angle. Now, if you let the mat pull you back, kind of like this, it's gonna push you back way too far. That's why you wanna make sure that when you're here, you stand up against it like that, and it makes it a lot easier for your toes to come up and for you to keep this shape in the beginning here and to engage your core. So that's a really good idea, and like I said, it might be weird feeling at first. That's why you wanna use it for that backwards jump drill a couple times if you can't just throw it by yourself, to get a kind of feeling for it. But that's a really good drill, and I've been using it lately actually a lot with really good results on people doing standing fulls, keeping your feet up, as well as standing tucks, obviously, learning to keep those toes up faster. You can really use this drill, honestly, for any backwards tumbling skill you're doing standing. For back handsprings, the same kind of thing, except you push back through here, like that. And the same thing for back fulls, standing, where you stand up here like this, and you push against the mat, like that. Another back tuck drill that's really easy to do, that not a lot of people can actually surprisingly do, is a backwards roll. This is honestly, if you don't have access to a gym or any mats or equipment, the best thing you can do to mimic a back tuck without trying to kill yourself. All you're gonna do is, you can start sitting, you can start standing. Doing it from sitting is a little bit harder in my opinion. Start with your arms here, and you're gonna roll back, just like that. That's all you do. What this does, if it's not obvious enough, is it mimics the back tuck, and it really enforces that toe drive coming through the end. It also teaches you how to speed up that tuck. So if you don't know how to speed up your rotation, this will teach it to you. If you do a backwards roll and you go like this, and it's really slow, try driving your toes up faster. So I'd go here and pull through there. This really reinforces the idea that your toe drive is really important when learning how to do the back tuck. And you can actually apply the backwards roll to a bunch of different mats. Like if you have a wedge mat, you can do this to a foam pit and actually do the back tuck like that and work on the landing. You can also do this with backdrop pullovers on a trampoline. There's a bunch of different stuff you can do with the backwards roll that'll help you for the back tuck. That being said, guys, there's a bunch of different drills. There's a bunch of drills that I have that I didn't show in this video. These are a quick couple things you can do that I found really helpful when doing my back tuck on the ground and when learning it and when teaching it. I use all these drills on a daily basis teaching people back tuck, and they get great results. So as always, if you have any questions or want more drills, drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to get back with you to help you. Like I said before, if you need a more tutorial on how to do the back tuck, check out, I have 2 tutorials right now on YouTube. Check them out, they're both in the description down below. One where I break it down frame by frame and use arrows and stuff to show you guys angles. And one that I uploaded today actually, along with this video, where I do a bunch of other stuff and teach you actually how to flip through it and all that good stuff. But as always, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave a like down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn those post notes on so you never miss an upload. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.